The fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Victor Ortiz, which took place on September 17, 2011, is one of the most controversial and talked about bouts in recent boxing history. The controversy doesn't surround a question of who was winning, but rather the way the fight ended in the fourth round. The context of the fight. Mayweather's dominance. Heading into the fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was the undefeated five-division world champion, known for his masterful defense, speed, and precision. He was widely considered one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Ortiz's aggression. Victor Ortiz was the reigning WBC welterweight champion, a younger, powerful southpaw known for his aggressive, brawling style. Early rounds. In the first 3 rounds, Mayweather was in control. He effectively used his jab, speed, and accurate right hand to land clean shots and frustrate Ortiz, who was struggling to get inside. The controversial ending. The fight took a dramatic and bizarre turn in the fourth round. The headbutt. Ortiz, seemingly frustrated and outmatched, backed Mayweather into the corner and intentionally headbutted him, causing a cut on the inside and outside of Mayweather's mouth. This was a clear foul. The point deduction and apology. The referee, Joe Cortez, immediately called a timeout and deducted a point from Ortiz for the foul. Ortiz then went to Mayweather and, in a strange display of sportsmanship, hugged and kissed him on the cheek as an apology. The knockout. After the referee motioned for the fighters to resume, Ortiz went to hug Mayweather a second time. As they separated from the hug, with Ortiz's hands down and his guard completely dropped, Mayweather landed a quick and devastating left hook, followed by a flush right hand. Ortiz fell to the canvas and was unable to beat the referee's count, ending the fight via knockout. Analysis of the controversy. Protect yourself at all times. The knockout sparked immediate and lasting debate. The central point of contention revolves around the boxing rule, protect yourself at all times. Arguments for Mayweather, it was legal, view. The rule. Proponents of this view argue that Mayweather's actions were entirely within the rules of boxing. The referee had clearly signaled for the fight to continue. Once the referee gives the command to box, a fighter must have their guard up and be ready to fight. Ortiz's mistake. Ortiz made a grave error by dropping his guard and not being ready to defend himself, especially after committing a blatant foul and receiving a point deduction. Justification. Some also argue that Mayweather's action was a justified response to Ortiz's unsportsmanlike conduct. Mayweather later said, "You gotta protect yourself at all times. We touched gloves. Once we touched gloves, it's fight time." Arguments against Mayweather, it was unsportsmanlike, view. Cheap shot. Critics labeled Mayweather's knockout a cheap shot, or sucker punch. They argue that while technically legal, it went against the spirit of sportsmanship. Lack of communication. Some believe the referee, Joe Cortez, was also at fault for not making it clearer that the fight had officially resumed and for looking away from the fighters at the crucial moment. Mayweather's motive. Critics suggest that a fighter of Mayweather's caliber didn't need to resort to such a move to win. He was already dominating the fight and could have won with his superior skill alone. The move, in their view, was more of a vengeful act than a strategic one. Conclusion. The fight was not canceled, but rather ended in a highly controversial manner. While there is no doubt that Mayweather's knockout was legal according to the rules of boxing, the ending remains a polarizing topic. It perfectly encapsulates the two different views of boxing, a sport of strict rules and a brutal contest of will, where a fighter must always be ready for anything. The incident highlights a core principle of boxing. A fighter's responsibility to protect themselves is paramount, regardless of the opponent's actions or the situation in the ring.